What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at a new promo pack, which is coming out over in Japan. It has gone and been revealed, it's coming out, it's official, it looks frankly awesome, and I should trade translation from the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming and the lovely folks over at DigimonCard.dev. Now, this is a lovely celebration booster pack. It's one of those ones that gets given out when you buy Digimon products over in Japan, if I remember correctly. No word as to how these cards will be made available over here. They might be box topper promos, tournament promos. We don't really know, but just please remember, we always get these at some point. So right now, over in Japan, or not now, from February the 25th, it is a second anniversary campaign. Head on over to somewhere, spend 1,000 yen, get yourself one of these. Lovely. We're going to get it at some point. The only question really remains to see exactly where. But we got 6 new cards, 4 of them level 5s, 2 of them level 4s, and spare a thought for the poor black players here who don't get a black card. They get a dual colour black and red. Every other colour gets their own card. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, that sounds a little bit mean. Never mind. Let's see what they are and let's see what they do. And starting off, we've got MetalGreymon Alteris mode. Cool. Now, we've got a 7 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve 7,000 power, all very standard for a level 5. And you can Digivolve for 0 memory from MetalGreymon. So like so many of those cards we've been seeing lately, the X-Antibody cards in BT9, this just means you can Digivolve a level 5 into a level 5. You get to draw a card when you do so. You get to take advantage of all those lovely inheritable skills. It's frankly really rather lovely. On MetalGreymon, I still really like the secret rare from BT1 that gives you an extra 3,000 power. I just think that's a really nice inheritable skill, and I will not be swayed. But what else we've got here is a skill where it's also treated as MetalGreymon, which is nice. And when you Digivolve, if you have a Tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 power or less. And do bear in mind, we've seen a bunch of cards lately that do allow you to raise up the amount of power you can actually delete. So the WereGarurumon from EX2, for instance, has an inheritable skill whereby the amount of power you can delete is raised by 1. So this would make it a 6,000 power Digimon you can delete rather than a 5,000 power Digimon. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this all sounds pretty gosh darned good to me. And we've got an inheritable skill here. If an effect would delete this Digimon, and it's got Greymon or Omnimon in its name, or return it to its owner's hand or deck, you may prevent it from leaving play by discarding 2 cards with the same level in this card's Digivolution cards. So anytime it would be deleted or gotten rid of in any other way, you can just trash 2 cards with the same level and you're good. I.e. MetalGreymon and MetalGreymon Alteris mode, they would be 2 of the same level you could get here. Clearly a really good skill. We've actually seen a couple Digimon like this over in BT9, which is kind of cool. This seems to be a skill they're rolling with a little bit. And not to be, too blunt about this, but Greymon X Antibody's got this skill. If an effect would delete this Digimon with Greymon or Omegamon in its name or return it to its owner's hand or deck, you can prevent it by trashing 2 cards with the same level from this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Same skill. Greymon X Antibody does this as well. It was a good skill then. It's a good skill now. This is a very, very good card. And there's so much to like about this, ladies and gentlemen. We've also got WereGarurumon Sagittarius mode, and quite frankly, there is an awful lot of similarity here. 7 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve 7,000 power, all fairly standard. And then we've got you can Digivolve for 0 from WereGarurumon. And again, this is exactly the same as before. So you can draw a card when you Digivolve, get inheritable skills, all lovely things of that nature. So I suppose we want to shout out one with a nice inheritable skill. Don't forget, if your opponent has any Digimon with no Digivolution sources, the one from Starter Deck 2 gives you Security Attack +1. That has always been an inheritable skill of which I've been rather fond. It's good, quite frankly. But then we've got a nice skill whereby when you Digivolve, bearing in mind you can Digivolve for 0 If you have a Tamer in play, return 2 of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to their hand. Now, you've got to have a Tamer in play, which is a pain, and it only puts level 3 Digimon back to their hand, which is a little bit of a pain, but make no mistake about it, if your opponent's got good level 3 Digimon in play, this is going to be a very useful skill indeed. Then, on all turns, when this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name, and it would be deleted by battle, but only by battle, you may trash 2 cards with the same level in this Digimon's Digivolution cards to prevent that deletion. And here again we need to draw a nice little parallel, because this is the same skill we see on Garurumon X Antibody in BT9, except now you've got Garurumon and Garurumon X Antibody, 2 level 4s, then you've got WereGarurumon and WereGarurumon Sagittarius mode, which are 2 level 5s, so now we potentially have 2 different uses of this skill, and it's a really, really good skill. Yeah, quite frankly, this is an amazing skill. So we like these first 2 cards, these first 2 cards are great. We've then got Boutmon, and look, it's not Pulsemon, but it's in the same evolution line, so I'll take it. And again, we got 7 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 7,000 power, all fairly standard. On your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with Shaman or Wizard in its traits, you may trash up to 3 cards from the top of your security stack. For each card trashed this way, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 1. And that's clearly horrendous, because you're getting rid of your own security, potentially up to 3 security. That's not a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a good thing at all. But this is an end of the game kind of thing. This is a game-ending thing. So Okuwamon, for instance, has Shaman in its traits, so that would work. Or Kazuchimon from BT7 has Shaman in its traits, so that would work. And my point here is that you're only doing this if you're going to win the game. What you're not going to do is randomly do this mid-game and cross your fingers that your opponent doesn't punish you for getting rid of 3 of your own security cards. Because, spoiler alert, they are definitely going to. That is not something I would recommend. What you're going to be doing here instead is using this to Digivolve up and win the game. Because we're talking about most of the time a 3-cost Digivolution. That's what we see on Okuwamon, although Kazuchimon is actually a 5-cost to Digivolve, which is harsh. But if you've got 3 or more security, you gain 2 memory. You're not going to here. But if you've got 3 or fewer, you can recovery +1 until you've got 3 security. And clearly, this is a good thing. So essentially what you do here is you either use it as a game ender to go into your big level 6 and win, or you combo it the Kazuchimon from BT7 so that you immediately go back up to 3 security cards, and on your turn, if you got 3 or more, you get security attack +1. So essentially, as long as you've got at least 3 security, you get rid of 3 of them, you Digivolve for a 2 cost, which is extremely cheap. You then recovery +1 until you've got 3 remaining, and then you've got security attack +1, which is clearly a brilliant, brilliant thing. So there are 2 ways to use this, and it's really quite simple. Either you use it as a game ender, Digivolve up and smash because you don't care about your security cards, or you combo with Kazuchimon from BT7, and incidentally, I adore the combo with Kazuchimon from BT7 here, because you're guaranteed to go back to 3 memory. That gives you security attack +1. Oh yeah. And when you're attacking once per turn, if you have exactly 3 security cards, unsuspend this Digimon. Which is often a bad thing. I mean, unsuspending isn't bad, right? Unsuspending is great, clearly. What I mean is, needing to have exactly 3 security is a bad thing, because it can be hard to stay at 3 security. Except we've got a bunch to do. Pulsemon from BT6 lets you trash cards until there are 3 left and gain 1 memory for each one trashed. Also an inheritable skill. If you've got 3 security cards, you've got jamming. Cannot be deleted in battles for security Digimon. And BBmon, if you've got exactly 3 security, you gain a memory. which is cool. The Pulsemon from BT7, if you've got exactly 3 security, gain 2 memory, which seems pretty gosh darn good. And actually here, not only are you going back up to 3 security with Kazuchimon, which is a good thing, but you've then got all of these ridiculous skills which actually jump in and make you feel good about having exactly 3 security. And things get a little bit nuts, ladies and gentlemen. I adore this. If you want to play a Pulsemon deck, and I think I've been pretty gosh darn clear on this channel that if there is ever even the remotest possibility I want to play a Pulsemon deck, this is great. Absolutely great. This is the promo I'm excited about. Let's make no bones about this. This is the one that I look at and go, yes. No, I'm not particularly a yellow player, but I absolutely adore this one. This is great. So now, essentially, I'm unsuspending. I've got 2 attacks, taking out 2 security each, so my Kazuchimon should be taking out 4 security cards, and I could have jamming, or I could be gaining memory. This is awesome. Bearing in mind, if you've got Boutmon and the Pulsemon from BT7, you're gaining 3 memory when you attack. That is not nothing. Love it, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely love it. Moving into green, we got Okuwamon here. Again, we've got 7-3-7, which is what we would expect. And on your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon with Insectoid in its traits, all of your opponent's Digimon gain, all turns. When this Digimon is suspended, lose 1 memory until the end of your opponent's next turn. Brilliant. We got lots of good Insectoids around, that's lovely. But my point here is, every time your opponent attacks to get suspended, they lose a memory. Every time you play a card to suspend your opponent's Digimon, and let's face it, it's green, one of the things green does best is suspend Digimon, your opponent loses 1 memory. It is a way to wreck your opponent's memory and get you back into the game so much faster than you would be able to. This Okuwamon is great. Oh yeah, also an inheritable skill. On your turn, when this Digimon has Insectoid in its traits, you gain Piercing. That is to say, when you take out a Digimon in a battle, but survive, you also get to perform a security check, which is great. Love it. Absolutely brilliant. I'm a huge fan. For anyone wondering, we're talking about things like Hercules Kabuterimon. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologise. Or Okuwamon here. Or Shivamon from BT8. They're the kind of things we're talking about here. They're the kind of level 6s you would Digivolve into that have this Insectoid trait. And certainly, Shivamon's one that looks really good, and I've seen some winning lists for that one floating around. Okuwamon, we all love. At least I love the promo, and I know a bunch of other people have played it. So that's kind of nice. It gives you extra security attack. Come on, it's great. And yeah, this is just fun, ladies and gentlemen. I really like this. This strikes me as a very cool card we should all be getting a little bit excited about. So yay! So far we've seen 4 level 5s and they're all worth getting excited about. Boutmon's my favourite, but make no mistake, they're all really cool. We've then got a level 4 black and red. It is Deltamon. 5 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 6,000 power. And look, it's a level 4. It's supposed to be a 2 cost to Digivolve into. That's how level 4s work. And 5 cost to play normally is on the higher end. Yes, we got 6,000 power, that's good, but this ain't no cheap Digimon, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't no cheap Digimon. But it is a proper dual colour. We are both black and red, and can Digivolve from both black and red. And on your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon with composite in its traits, or multiple colours, reduce the memory cost of that Digivolution by 2. So you're paying more to get into your level 4, which is a little bit of a pain, but then you're paying less to get into your level 5, so I suppose it's one of those, it pays off in the long run? Hopefully? That would be nice. In terms of level 5 composite black or red Digimon, there aren't any. Sorry. We have seen a bunch of them. I suppose Chimeramon counts, because Chimeramon it's not black or red, but Chimeramon it's white but can Digivolve from anything. That's all we've actually got at the moment. I suspect we'll get more in the future. Problem is, Chimeramon can DNA Digivolve from 2 level 4s for 0 cost, And I rather suspect that a lot of the time that's what you'd rather be doing. So I'm going to be honest with you. So far, it's not making me happy like the others. And then we got an inheritable skill for each of this Digimon's colours. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 power or less. So you get up into a big Digimon with lots of colours, and then you go from there. And when you attack, you just delete a whole bunch of Digimon. And to be fair, Chimeramon is treated as the colour of all the cards in its Digivolution cards. So Chimeramon Digivolved from this would be red and black and white. And then you could have potentially other colours coming in as well. So you're deleting multiple, 3,000 power or less Digimon. And look, I like this. I'm not saying I don't like it. But I absolutely am saying that it's not perfect, yeah? It's absolutely not perfect. There are reasons to not be hideously excited about this. I love it, don't get me wrong, it's cool, but I think it is weaker than some of the others. I absolutely think there is a deck to be made with this and Chimeramon where you are wrecking those little 3,000 power Digimon, but it's expensive to Digivolve into, and it relies on having multiple colours. It's an awkward combo, and even then it's only Digimon with 3,000 power or less. I think this one has potential, but I do not like it as much as the others. And then we finish off with Wizardmon, another level 4, 5 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 5,000 power. So as far as level 4s go, it's on the higher end. But when it's trashed from your deck, you gain a memory. And one of the things purple do is just trash. A card we've mentioned a lot on this channel is the Impmon from BT2, one of the first purple Digimon we saw, and that's got that lovely deletion skill that trashes the top 2 cards of your deck. And we've seen a million purple cards since that do similar things. And now if Wizardmon turns out to be the one that you hit, you gain a memory, job's a good 'un. But also when you are attacking, you may reveal a purple card in your hand and place it on top of your deck. And there's so many cool things you can do here. Obviously, you could use a card like Wizardmon that gives you a bonus when it gets trashed from your deck. That could be quite good. Or you could do this as the last attack during your turn, so you could put a security Digimon on top of your deck. So the next time your opponent attacks, you get to play a Digimon for free. Or you could put a really powerful Digimon on top of your deck, so that next time your opponent attacks a stack, they are going to be deleted. Or you could put a really good option card on top of your deck, so you get to play that for free. There are many cool things you can go for here, and I, for one, am absolutely loving it. I think Wizardmon's one of those that isn't necessarily straight out of the pack amazing, but I think it's one of those where there are some amazing combos that can be made, and I, for one, am absolutely into it. I like this set of promos. We are not just talking about some random set of promos here. We're not talking about alternate arts. We're talking about 6 brand new, never before seen promo cards that are good, ladies and gentlemen. Genuinely good. And I'm building that Boutmon deck. I don't care if it ends up being bad. I'm building a Kazuchimon deck and I'm playing that Boutmon. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.